Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of The Forever World. Thanks for joining me again. And today, as far as our plan goes, we are going to take a look at a bunch of progress that I made. Today isn't really going to be as traditional of a video as I'd like to continue doing, but I got really sick and I was itching to get on the world and play, kind of stuck in my room, laying in bed and stuff like that. So I just did a lot of work around here. I made quite a bit of progress, finished the interior, and also did some stuff outside. Now, I did it in small increments and was really struggling to try to get legitimate recording going on. So today, we're just going to kind of walk through everything I was able to accomplish, and I'll kind of give some of my thoughts and feelings around what I was doing. So let's get started with that. So to start, we are in the bottom storage area of the house, and it is filled now. There's furniture, there's chests, there's things to do, fun to be had in here. So for just basic wall decoration, I used that banner that we got from killing the illagers and threw that up on the wall to really show them who's boss around here, right? And then we got these nice cabinets going on. This first one is just a basic one with some armor that I was able to nab off of mobs we killed, and also the ruined portal from the beginning of episode 1. And then we got a nice lantern and notebook and quill. There's actually nothing in this right now. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Maybe it'll stay blank forever. But that's there. I thought it looked nice. And then just some basic storage. I don't know what we can put in there. We'll figure it out. The cabinet ideas and kind of the rest of the interior, I used a lot of references that I found on Pinterest and things like that. And then this is how we kind of hid that ugly door that we had going on. I just made a little structure beam out of shelves. And then over here, we have a nice basic smelting situation. Super basic. Not even a chest on top to fill in. Just 2 furnaces going into a chest. And we got lots of room for future storage right there. Along this wall, I tried my best to create a kind of built-in chests type of situation. I filled all the way to the back with wood. These are backwards barrels right here, so these are effective for extra storage as well. And then we just got chests galore to fill. As you can kind of see here, I've been real busy with the mining and stuff like that. We are comfortable and looking good as far as that's concerned. 33 diamonds, so we are really gonna upgrade quickly here soon. Probably not in this video because I just kind of wanted to recap what I was doing when I was sick. But episode 3, we're enchanting, we're getting in diamond, and things are really going to get rolling, I think. So yeah, that's pretty basic stuff. Over here, I made another little more focused smelting area. We got an anvil for anvil related activities like repairing our armor in the future. And then also a smoker and some blast furnaces for just quick smelts, quick food, stuff like that. I'm actually going to grab some food here because I am also almost out. So yeah, I think that looks nice. Over here, we have stairs going up to this loft that we started creating in our first video. And I was playing around with some of the new paintings. Do we still consider them new? They're still new to me. I'm not sure. But yeah, the new paintings. I'm liking the horse. It's feeling real cowboy. I like that. So yeah. Same with this painting up here. I thought it looked nice from the loft, and you can see it up here. And I really like this whole little boy on the coast thing. Slight detour. I know you guys are hearing this real loud zombie over here. There he goes. So let's step outside real quick. Trying not to spoil too much of what's behind me. But the reason why he's so loud and I'm not doing anything about him is because he was driving me crazy. I didn't know what was going on, so I came back here to take a look and found that we had a zombie villager. So I saved his life. He is gonna just sit there making a lot of noise for now, and one of these days soon I will come and cure him when I have the means to do so. That means going to the nether and stuff like that for potions though. So we got a little bit. Oh. Okay, little rug. Now let's go up in the loft. This is gonna be, we'll say, level 2 of the house. Excuse me if my voice sounds a little weird. Still just getting over the sickness. I had a nasty flu. It was not fun. Anyways, right here, basic little side table, little potion, little shelf, painting, flower, potted plant, basic stuff going on. Right here, I wanted to make a nice little library looking setup with a little painting and a lectern to really tie into our enchanting setup right here. This is the first enchanting setup we've had in the world. This enchanting table, I really went back and forth on if I was going to make that upgrade on camera or if I was sick and just itching to get things moving. As you can see, I ended up making it. And so I haven't done any enchanting, but I set it in place so that I could just test and make sure that yes, we are at 30. So this is fully effective for all of our needs. As you can see, I got 51 levels in the tank ready to go. So I'm excited to get going on that. I really wanted to take these chiseled bookshelves and scatter them in to make it look like a super used library, like a functional library. But with the amount of space we had and the resources that we had, I just wasn't able to do a whole lot of that. So it's kind of hidden in there, but sadly we had to use normal bookshelves for the most part. We got though the grindstone here and an anvil, so we're ready and prepared. And then we have this little barrel that we are ready to go on. This is the pickaxe I used to get the obsidian for the enchanting table. That's why it's sitting in there. But again, I have not done any enchanting yet. That'll probably be, maybe we'll do one enchantment at the end of this video, but for the most part, it'll mostly take place in the next one. Alright, and then main floor here. This is probably the least utility focused floor. This is just kind of decoration for the most part. So we got a potted plant again. I was really feeling these. And then right here, yeah, potted plant. I was really feeling these, so put another one in. I think it makes for a good entrance. And then right here we have the jukebox. This is the music disc that we found in the dungeon in the previous episode. It is an interesting song, to say the least. A little bit creepy if I do say so myself. And as you can see, based on that achievement, I had not played it yet. So we got a little rug, nice in here. A nice little I don't know what you'd call this. Shelving unit. For some basic storage. We're not really storing anything up here. Just sit on the couch and I guess watch the flower very closely. I thought about moving the couch one back, but I thought that was just like more claustrophobic than it needed to be. So you get a nice personal view on the flower. We're able to use our windows here. You can see to the outdoors. Again, another new painting. I was thinking about putting one right here as well, actually. I just wasn't sure if I was like going too painting crazy up in here. But yeah, so new painting. Some potted plants. We got a little kitchen going on. Little sink. Wheat. Furnace. This isn't really the furnace we're going to be using, but it's in here. Some meat on the crafting table. Yeah, kitchen. Basic. It's cute. Nothing too fancy, but I thought it filled the space well, and it looks nice. And then we got this box right here. This is made of shelves on one side, so that it just didn't take up too much space, made it look too bulky. And in here is my little bedroom. The master bedroom right here. Real spacious. We got this closed in little bed frame for the double red bed. Red bed because we keep the bed classic. And some bookshelves that we can use, some bookshelves that we can't. Real simple stuff. Little painting, desk station. And you can see the window right out the corner. So it's nighttime, so we can sleep before we head into the great outdoors to check out what I did outside. Alright, outdoors. A lot has changed. So, first off, we got the path, which I think we did in the last episode, so that's not new. And this little retaining wall. I don't think we did this retaining wall in the last episode. It's really been a blur. I've been sick, so. Yeah, this is super simple stuff. I think it just kind of guides the path nicely going into to guide the street to our house. I think the street might be new too, actually, now that I think about it. Okay. Let's start this over then. The street. We got this nice, like, brownish, grayish road going on. It kind of just follows a terraformed version of the natural terrain. And I added this little retaining wall right here. I did this because eventually I'd like the street to go down here as well. And with this retaining wall, it just gave an excuse to kind of do a hard cut in the terraforming so that we can fit some actual buildings over here. I'm not sure what we're going to use this space for yet, but it's nice to have it available. Not box ourselves in too much with our building already. And then I was able to just sneak a little underground farm down here. I just put vines and sugarcane because these are kind of ugly farms that I didn't have plans for right now. So in order to kind of play clean up in our world, I just tucked it under the road. Alright, so as you walk along the path here, we get a nice view of a kind of farming district that I was able to get started up. I've been loving these firefly bushes. I've been using them a lot to just kind of create ambiance as you walk through our area. And right here, firstly, we have a custom tree that I built. Now, this isn't the first time I've tried to make a custom tree, but I've definitely avoided them quite a bit because they're really hard. And so I wanted to dip my toe in it, but I don't think it came out perfect. It's definitely a start in the right direction, and I'd like to keep going with them. Give me some thoughts. I mean, I know that some of these blocks I used, like the shelves and trapdoors and stuff, look very... Oh shoot, thunderstorm? Hold on. Okay, as I was saying, I know that I used some blocks that look very man-made or whatever. They don't perfectly match the color, but generally I was just trying to capture an interesting shape, and I think that I was able to achieve that for the most part. I know the leaves could probably use a little bit of color variation and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it went well for a first attempt, and hopefully I'll continue to expand myself in that way. To create an easy pathway, because I found myself cutting through this quite a bit, as well as a nice little spot to enjoy the view, I made this cute little bench and put a path down here as well. There's not really a whole lot to say about this. It's a basic bench. Now, as we go up here, this is where a lot of the heavy work got done. I was really sick of that little garbage pile of farms we had up there, so I decided it was time to move it. I left the bee's nest because I don't have silk touch, and this is my only source of wax, so that's going to be left here until then. Maybe this is a good spot for beehives, and I just need to like pretty them up when I get silk touch. Okay. We will do a little loop here, I think. We can start ahead with our farms, and then we'll go to animals next. So this is the wheat field, real basic. I made some nice rocks to kind of have our walls going out of. There's not fences or fence gates on here, so mobs can walk in there, but I mainly did this to just like prevent it for the most part. Real simple little bench, some barrels to have some storage of seeds and stuff like that. Composter for when we inevitably fill this up with seeds. I have these paths going on the sides so that you can walk around this without trampling crops. Leaves in the water to waterlog them so that you don't fall in. And then the main thing of note here is this cute little scarecrow that I got. I like this guy. There's not a ton to say about him. He's cute. He looks over things. Makes sure nobody comes in and tramples my crops. Yeah, that is that. Pretty good sized field. Alright, as you can see, we got the pathway continuing. It follows us everywhere. I got some foliage kind of along our paths. Lots of firefly bushes and then just some like grass. I don't have moss yet, so real basic stuff going on. Alright, next we have potatoes. These didn't get rocks. The only farm that ended up getting rocks was this wheat field. I got a little bit lazy, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I can come back in and add some small ones, but I think it looks okay without it. Yeah, same idea here, but we got potatoes instead of wheat. It's not quite as big as the wheat field, but still a pretty good size because we can eat these, use them for pigs. It's a useful crop to have. Over here, we have our smallest farm, the beetroot. The reason why it's small is because beetroot kind of sucks. I really don't know if I'm ever going to use it. You can make red dye with it. That's how I made the red wool. Can't think of really another great reason to have a ton of beetroot. If you know one, let me know. Yeah, it's beetroot. Cool. Composter. to get rid of all of it because I'm not going to use it. Barrels for some storage. Path. Simple stuff. And then our pathway continues. We go all the way around. And we start on our animal pens. Alright, so here, as you can see, all three get these little barn buildings. They're all the exact same shape, just retextured, different colors. Yeah. Okay, so I got a door going into this one. This is how you get in here. And I tried to muddy up the place without having mud. So that was an interesting task. I guess I could have used glass bottles to make the mud, but I did not do that. So we got some pigs here. I only got 3 of them. I could make some more, but I really needed leather, so I wasn't really breeding these guys up to make pork chop. But yeah, they're cute guys. These are definitely one of the more cute mobs. I like their little curly tails and their stubby frames. But yeah, that's that. This is the smallest pen. In here, we got the cows and 1 sheep. The sheep have been spawning up here on this hill and then coming over and walking into the pens. So I've gotten a few in with the pigs and also gotten a few in with the cows. Let's just jump over this. Okay, so there's a lot of these guys in here. Let's turn down the volume a bit. Okay, so in here for the cows, they got a nice little area. I tried to make the grass look a little bit trampled up, but nothing super crazy. I made a little pile of hay or wheat blocks or whatever they are right here to kind of add some interest in the pen. They really like this sheep. They must be good friends. But yeah, it's a pen for the cows. In here, I have this little trough of water for them. They've been doing this thing where they like to come in here and just jump up and down in the water. Oh, looks like he's going to demonstrate for us. Or he's at least thinking about it. Come on. Okay, well, yeah. That's that. It's a cow pen. And then we got more pathway. Everything's connected. I'm pretty proud of that. I feel like the world is continuing to be really interconnected and make a lot of sense, so I'm a fan. Over here in the sheep pen, I think, admittedly, I did not create an entrance. I've been just kind of hopping over the top. But the sheep are real peaceful over here. They're real chill guys. They just hang out. I come in. I don't kill them. Don't look at that. That's from me having to remove the mess up there. But yeah, they're nice guys. I come. I take their wool. They eat some grass. I left a lot of it for them in here. And they're happy. They grow it right back. Lots of wheat available for them. Another little water trough that it looks like I never filled. It's cool. It's nice. It's relaxed. I was doing a lot of these things where I was like starting something and then like I'd forget about it. I don't know if that's me easily being distracted or if it's because I was sick. Same with like making an entrance. People blame me being sick. It's not my fault. No way. Now let's go up here and check out the well. This here is a well. Nothing super special to it. I looked up some different well designs on Pinterest and then tried to kind of do my own thing based on some of the things I saw that I liked. I tried to keep the colors all cohesive in this area as well, kind of going off of our house. As you can see, all the colors and blocks are pretty similar to what we got going on over there, just kind of spread out and in different ways. But yeah, so we got the cauldron, which is like a little bucket for our well, and then this will give us an easy way to get water if we ever need it at the house for like brewing potions, or eventually when we get carrots and I want to build that carrot field, stuff like that. I'd also eventually like to expand on the animal pens and get like the warm and cool climate pigs and cows. And then I hid a little barrel in here so that we'd have access to buckets without having to go into the house if need be over here. So yeah, this is pretty much everything that I did. It's definitely quite a bit, but I kept it really centered around our starting area. I really just had the goal of trying to ground the house into the environment a little more and making it feel settled and a part of things, not as much floating on the land as we had it beforehand. And then also just getting our farms more set up so that we didn't have the mess and everything interconnected to keep the world a whole and not just like, I'm going to try to avoid floating builds that aren't super connected. Eventually I might get bored of this area and want to do something radically different, so maybe that won't be connected, but for the most part, I think that about covers everything. So why don't we go in and let's go do our first enchant on that pickaxe, and then we will probably call it here. I know the video format was probably a little different than usual, just because I was sick but really itching to play. So I hope that everybody still felt like they were a part of the growth in the world, or at least got a full in-depth update, so that in our next video, episode 3, we can do something a little more together and a little more traditional. Let's see this here. We got efficiency 4. I'm closing my eyes. Give me something good. Just efficiency 4. That was kind of anticlimactic. You know what? I'll take it. Why not? At the very least, we can add it on to a different pickaxe later. Cool. Alright. Well, that is going to be a day. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging around for the update. I hope you like how things are going, and I am looking forward to seeing you all back in the next one. Like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to be updated when new videos come out. Comment something. Give me a suggestion. Give me any questions. I'd love to just kind of interact and grow from here. Alright, you all have a great day or night. See you later.